Here's a brief video explaining what I'm looking for in Assignment 2. Assignment 2 is due as a submitted Word electronic file through Blackboard not later than 12 midnight on Saturday, September 30th. This assignment relates to system development approaches and borrows or draws on the content of Chapter 1 to a limited extent, but draws on the content of Chapter 2 as well as the videos that I produced of Chapter 1 and 2 to a larger extent. Now, I just want you to submit a written document that's between 1.5 and 2 pages, single-spaced, long. This is an individual assignment. You're not to collaborate with other students. You may use the textbook, but please use your own words, paraphrase. Do not copy material directly out of the textbook. I want you to address these 2 questions, but each question has several parts. The first one, which mostly comes from Chapter 1, just an overview of the system development lifecycle. What is it? What is a system development lifecycle? What is the purpose or purposes that it is used for? Why is it suited for these purposes? What does it contribute or help for these purposes? After briefly describing the system development lifecycle, then identify and briefly describe each of the 4 SDLC phases. Now, note you could write forever on this. You could write 4 or 5 pages, but you're not allowed to. Your answer is restricted to no more than 2 pages. So it's valuable and will be useful to your grade to be concise, but you do want to include specific detail. Don't include opinions, specific detail in addressing any phrase under 1 that has a question mark. If it has a question mark or is a sentence by itself, that's a part of the question. Don't leave anything out. Number 2, as 2 different broad categories of system development approaches, what are the major differences between the so-called structured system development approaches? That category includes the waterfall, the parallel, and the V model, versus the second category, the remaining approaches, iterative, system and throwaway prototyping, agile. What sorts of information systems development projects are best suited for the first category, the structured approaches, the first 3? Waterfall, parallel, V model. What sort of information systems development projects are best suited for the remaining approaches, the non-structured approaches, iterative, system and throwaway prototyping, agile? Why? Now, the book really describes each of these separately as 7 different approaches, but in my videos in particular, and I believe in the book some too, there are major differences as categories between these 2. And the first 3 are more or less similar, not exactly, but are suited for certain types of projects. And the last ones, the second category, iterative, system and throwaway prototyping, agile, are suited for characteristically different sorts of system development projects than the first group. And that's what I'm after here. So I don't think you'll just find answers in the textbook. You might want to watch my videos because I talk about that a lot. But anyway, address the questions, please. And this is important material, and the rest of the material in the course builds on it, and your midterm is going to heavily reflect material from both of these questions. So if you do well on this assignment, you're halfway or part of the way done studying for your midterm. Okay, so good luck, and we'll talk again later.